Good morning YouTube and good morning friends. It's starting to getting a little bit cold here in Sweden now. This morning it was just 2+ Celsius when I woke up 7 o'clock. And today I'm going to do a new video. And now when the winter is coming, what is better than not to do a video about Firesteels again. But today I'm going to do something special. I'm going to do a video about Firesteel for kids. Young persons around, maybe, let's say, in that age when they start to follow mostly the fathers in the woods. And that would be like 8 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. And why I do this video is because what many people don't understand, that Firesteels, even if they are very small, they are made for adult persons. Because I have before I did this video, I have done some research, both on YouTube and with my friends. With friends that never had Holden Firesteel, and with those who have tested them a few times. And to really control, to be able to start sparks with a Firesteel, you must have a little bit of strength. And when you are around 10 years old, you are not as strong as your father. I know you young kids gonna be angry at me now and say, oh yes, I'm strong. What did you say, you old dinosaurs over there in Sweden? But that is a fact, because to prove that I'm right about that, you can, next time you are with your father in the bush, when he will set up the fire with the Firesteel, and when he is ready to do that, go to your father then and take your hand and put it here on his wrist, and then you're going to feel how much he really working with his arms. Last night at work I bring a Firesteel to work, and I have some tests on my friends. One of them have used a Firesteel maybe 3-4 times, and one of them never. And both of them I saw when they try to strike, they think that the Firesteel gonna work by itself, and that's a big mistake. And both of them told me later that you must need muscles to make it start. And it's very hard for me to remember how much muscle I have when I was 10 years old comparing today. So you get a little bit blind about that. But nothing is impossible. You maybe not get that fire so fast as your father or another adult, but that doesn't matter as long as you get some fire. And I'll be back in a little bit, and I'm going to show you some stuff I'm going to test today. There are of course other options to Firesteel if you have problem to handle them, and that is a big lighter or matches. But I think this is not an option today. Anyway, about Firesteels, and this is just what I think. For example, when you are young, you don't have the control of your body. I don't say this to be mean or something, I just say it because it is a fact. You don't have the control of your limbs, arms, as an adult. I am an adult and I don't have control of my body sometimes. I hurt myself. So therefore, I don't think for young one that small items are good when they use the Firesteel, because this little, what you call it, the items who follow the Light My Fire is so small here, so it, when you are young and don't have the same control, it's very hard to hit all the time, because when you are new at Firesteel with no experience, the sparks that ignite the wood will not come as number 3, maybe is as number 33, and when to do 33 of this perfect is not very easy. So a small Firesteel and this one is not, I don't think, no good. A Scout like this is even hard for me. I don't like those models. Then we have the bigger ones. This is a Firesteel.com, Light My Fire, and a Coglance. And the cheap one is not good also. No good, because they are harder to use. They don't send as many sparks as we want, and in this case we want a lot of sparks, easy. So that goes away too. Then we have two famous left, Firesteel.com and Light My Fire Army. I don't really know which one of these gonna be the best in this test, because I think the soft one will be the most easiest one, because it's softer and you don't have to use so much muscle to ignite. But I don't know. And there we come to that one more critical thing for kids. It's about the knife. That scary knife. Okay. If you have your parents with you, you can practice with it, with this. But if you don't have the parents out in the garden with you, I will not recommend this. Think what could happen. A razor sharp knife. I'm gonna re-angle the camera a little bit. And you're holding the knife, of course, upside down. And like I said, younger people don't have the same control as an adult. Something can happen, because of course a knife is should be razor sharp. Anything can happen. Like something, they slip, they fall, cut themselves in this area. So that is not the way I would recommend. Therefore I have made a device at work to practice with. That will simulate, do you say so, a knife. A non-lethal knife. And with this little device you can practice and practice and practice and practice. And then when you feel that you don't want to slip and have the right technique, you can go over to your favorite knife. And this device looks like this. Magnus homemade non-lethal bushcraft knife. It's made of 2mm, I think it's called spring steel, the same steel that you have in iron saw blades. And I have put on some electrical tape here, and I have sharpened the spines on both sides very 90-degree sharp, and I have rounded off here, so this is impossible to hurt yourself with. Impossible. Maybe you can get a little scratch, but small scratches is good for small kids. Then they learn. So now I'm gonna prepare the tinder, and we're gonna start doing some field tests here. What could be best for a child if he or she want to use the Firesteel that I understand they love to use. I'll be back. Of course, before I started with the natural tinder bark, we have artificial things to set on fire too. But have you ever seen Dave Canterbury use that? No, you don't have. And then I guess you don't want to use it either. One day when you get older, you maybe can do as the master, and at least if you're a boy, do it with your beard. But that is level number 42 special. Okay, yo. When I do my tinder bundle, I am very sloppy. Sometimes that hit me in the back, but most of the time it works. I just do a little ball. And even when I do this little ball, I must have strength in my hands and arm. And when I have done that little ball, I put it on fire. Do you want me to prove that? Okay. This little ball. And then I use a knife. Yes, it's burning inside it. And that technique demands a little bit of power. But in this case now, when we should educate younger ones, this technique will not work. And I can try to say like this: if I process in a very bad condition, when it's raining or something, I process my tinder a lot better. But now we're gonna process it 10 times better than that, because if the tinder is very fluffy, you don't need to, I hope we don't need to have so massive sparks to ignite it. So the more we prepare the tinder, the easier it's going to be to make a beginner to start that fire, that natural tinder. And now I'm going to start in processing as good as I can. And I'm going to try to do that with that device I made, or with the little folding knife, I guess you can scrape with this and not kill yourself. Some response, not response, something we must do. That maybe it sounds stupid, but I had collect birch bark from fallen timber that is very dry. Birch that are falling, a lot of the trees in deep woods are rotten to the core, and they are not so good to ignite. You can collect instead from river birch, that the fluffy curly things. You can collect that and make big bundles. But now we have this. Okay. I'm gonna collect, process a lot of this. I can try that. Minus non-lethal bushcraft knife. Yes, it will work. Very good. I don't care how you process or do this, as long as you get a lot of nice thin fibers of it. Well, it's very thin. Take your time. Okay, it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna turn off the camera and continue. By the way, I hope that you, if you don't have birch bark in your area, I'm pretty sure that you have some other kind of bark that you can process, or dry grass. Now in my area here I don't have almost no dry grass. It had raining so very much these last days, and when I'm gonna do this pretty hard video, I will have the best that I can do, and that is birch bark. And I also have fat wood. I don't know if I'm gonna try that. And I also have a tree that don't grow in Sweden that Michael Travis gave me. I take it with me. It's cedar bark. I call it the bacon tree. But I will be back when I have processed that. I hope you say process that tinder to a big bundle of fluffy birch bark. Mostly people say that you should not go so close with you, or use this hand to push, so you don't push away that tinder bundle. But in this case, when we understand that we are not so strong and can get the superpower in the push, when you strike that ferro rod, the biggest flame it's gonna be around here, not here. You see, now I push really hard and then the sparks when I have a bigger area. But and for that I have put a rock here. Not, you don't need to have this big rock, but a rock so you can put down the Firesteel in the tinder bundle. In this case I think you must do it. And even if you slip sometimes, you don't will push away the tinder bundle all over the place. And this is the longest Firesteel I have, firesteel.com. I know they have bigger one and longer one, and when you are new and want to train with a Firesteel, the longest Firesteel you can get, the better, because everything you hold in your hand should be pretty big, not heavy but pretty big, so you can do misses, and if you don't have that super control. Small stuff like this Scout I don't think is a good idea. Should we try them? This is super fluffy. I'm going to show you how fluffy it is. The thinnest of this birch bark is like it's so thin, it's like a Bible paper. Super thin. The smallest amount of wind here could blow this away. Really thin. And I guess this is enough. But you should be prepared with the bigger stuff when the fire catch, and of course the small sticks and everything. And then you can take you should not put the fire on a rock, but pretend that this was ground now. Then you put away that rock and put on that rest of the firewood. Should we try them? And now I'm gonna try to not use my strength. I am so strong that when the grizzly bears smells me in the wood, they became vegetarians. Should we start that? Put it down here, a little bit of wrong technique, like everybody say, and it is wrong technique, but it can be done. Put it down there, hold it still so it is in the same place all the time. Don't do this technique, take it out, because then you must put it in the bundle all the time, and sooner or later this is going to be all messed up. And when you put it in like this, the sparks don't have the same chance to escape. I hope this will work now. I hope. And it worked. I don't use a lot of force. And now you put on some bigger stuff. And then you take this away and put on that big sticks, small sticks, pencils, you know, that they teach you how to use. That was very easy. I don't use a lot of force at all. Birch bark is fantastic. You see how well it burned. This was so small pieces, burning so well. If I should have put on all this, it's gonna be a hell of a fire. And why did this work then? One of the things was that I have a pretty big knife-alike device that are super sharp here. And that this soft fire rod don't demand so much power, and that tinder there was super thin and very fluffy. And I can promise you, I do not use strength at all. But you see, the sparks not going very far. They are around the fire rod. But when you put down the fire rod in the tinder bundle and have a stone to protect the tinder bundle so it don't go away, the sparks don't need to go any longer than that. Maybe this is not too much to ask for a young kid. We're going to try it again. Maybe I should try it with light my fire this time. I'm going to prepare. Then we try it one more time with light my fire. Unfortunately, this is a little bit shorter than the Firesteel.com, but we try. Put it in there. Hope you can see something. Yes. Maybe I'm gonna sell those on eBay. Okay, that's what my little training video for your young bushcraft guys. When I am long gone, you're gonna be the new big guys, the new masters. I'm not the master, but it was a little joke there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now I'm gonna go home and buy a present for my friend that have end working at my work. Stop working at my work. He has retired. 65 years old. Come on, kids. Out in the garden or in the little bush and practice. And when you feel really comfortable with this, you can bring out the big knife out.